Welcome to EduRev. All right, today we're going to tackle one of the trickiest, most high-stakes parts of the UCAT Decision Making section, inference questions. You know that feeling, right? Staring at those yes or no options, totally unsure? Well, stick with me. By the end of this, you're going to have a rock-solid system to nail these questions with confidence.
So, here's the game plan. First up, we're going to decode what these questions are really asking. Then, I'm going to let you in on the one single rule that is an absolute game changer for this section. From there, we'll build a super practical yes-no framework, shift gears into high-speed tactics, and then we'll do a quick recap to make sure it all sticks. Let's do this.
All right, first things first. Before we can develop a strategy to beat these questions, we have to know exactly what we're up against. So what's the deal with inference questions?
You know, they might call them interpreting information or drawing conclusions, but it's all the same thing. On the surface, it seems simple. You get a piece of info, some text, a table, a graph, and 5 statements. And for every single one, you just have to decide, is this statement valid based only on what they gave you? It's a simple yes or no. And every single one of these questions is built the exact same way. You've got the stimulus, you've got the 5 statements to check, and you've got your 2 little answer buttons, yes or no. That's it. That's the entire setup.
But here's where it gets serious. This isn't just about getting one question right. Your score hangs on how you handle all 5 of those statements together. Let me show you what I mean.
Okay, look at this. This is why these questions are so important. To get the full 2 marks, you got to be perfect. 5 for 5. But here's the good news. There's a bit of a safety net. If you get 4 out of 5 right, you still walk away with 1 mark. But get 3 or less, and you get a big fat 0. So the takeaway is clear. Aiming for perfection, or at least near perfection, really pays off.
So how do we get that close to perfect? Well, it all comes down to one core idea. I call it the must-be-true rule. And trust me, this is the master key that unlocks this whole section.
Burn this question into your brain. This is the only thing you should ask yourself for every statement. Not is it likely, not does this kind of make sense. The standard is absolute. Does it have to be true? With 0 doubt, based strictly on what's on the page, if the answer isn't a 100% rock-solid yes, then it's a no, period.
This visual just makes it so clear. I mean, look how simple the yes column is. There is only one reason ever to pick yes. The statement must be true. Now look over at the no column. It could be true, that's a no. It could be false, also a no. It's definitely false, yep, that's a no too. So you see, there are tons of ways to land on no, but only one super strict path to yes.
Okay, so we've got the golden rule down, but how do we actually use it when the clock is ticking like crazy? Let's turn this idea into a practical, repeatable framework you can use every time.
So, when do you hit that yes button? You click yes only when you can literally point to the evidence in the stimulus that proves it. It has to be a direct, logical step. If there's even a tiny shadow of a doubt, any room for another interpretation, it is not a yes. We're looking for 100% certainty here.
And this is why you're going to be picking NO way more often. You hit NO the second you spot an assumption or a generalization. Like if the data is about one school and the statement is about all students, that's an instant no. If it flat out contradicts the facts, that's an easy no. And here's the real kicker. If there's even a 1% chance it could be false, it's a no. Your default setting needs to be skeptical.
All right, we've locked down accuracy. That's step 1. But this is the UCAT, so we need step 2, speed. How do we apply this whole framework without the time running out? Let's get into the tactics.
Okay, listen up, because this is the biggest time-saving hack I can give you. Most people read the whole stimulus first. Don't do that. It's a huge waste of time. Instead, we're going to flip it. Read statement number 1 first, pull out the keywords. Then you go on a search and destroy mission into the stimulus, looking only for those keywords. This is laser-focused reading. Then you reset and do it all over again for statement 2. Now, this isn't a hard rule, just a handy observation. Usually the answers are mixed, 2 yeses and 3 nos or something like that. So if you find yourself putting down 5 yeses or 5 nos, just see it as a little yellow flag. Doesn't mean you're wrong, but it's a good reason to take a half second to double check if you can. To manage your time like a pro, you gotta think like an emergency room doctor. Triage. Go for the low-hanging fruit first. Those text-only questions are usually the quickest marks. If something requires a bit of math, flag it and come back. And those super heavy calculation questions, save them for the very end. The goal is to bank as many easy marks as you can, as fast as you can. So what are we shooting for with all this? 1 minute. That's your target for the entire question set. I know it sounds crazy fast, but with these tactics, it is absolutely doable. Whew. All right, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's pull all this together into one final quick guide to really lock in these concepts. Let's boil it all down. This is your new system. Yes, only if it is 100% bulletproof. No, if there is any doubt or any contradiction. Read the statement first, then hunt for keywords. Never, ever, ever make assumptions. And remember, with every single question, you are fighting to get 4 or 5 correct answers to get those marks. And that's really the key, isn't it? We've just built the whole framework for you. You have the rules, you have the strategy, but knowing how to do it is only half the battle. The next step is making it second nature. And that only comes with practice. And honestly, the best way to do that is with EduRev. Our app is packed with hundreds of UCAT questions, where you can put these exact techniques to the test over and over again. You'll get detailed analytics to see where you're improving, more guides, and full mock exams to get you ready for the real deal. Just head to the Play Store or the App Store and download it now. So I'll just leave you with this question. You now have a clear, powerful framework to turn one of the hardest parts of the UCAT into one of your strengths. So, how much are you going to improve your score? Thanks for joining me, and good luck out there.